In December of 2008, Columbia had an equivalent of about 3,000 full-time employees, with more than half based in the United States and Asia, but also some in Europe and Canada. Columbia Sportswear's apparel is manufactured in more than 15 countries, with Vietnam and China accounting for most of 2008's production. Columbia Sportswear is a member of the Fair Labor Association, an independent nonprofit dedicated to improving the lives of these factory workers and providing independent monitoring of factory conditions. Columbia Sportswear is committed to reducing impact on the environment from their factories and operations, including upstream impacts like energy and material usage. Columbia Sportswear's corporate responsibility page lists the goals of Columbia's environment, health and safety program as furthering developing its staff to effectively monitor for factory conditions harmful to workers' health and safety, enhancing monitoring of factory environmental performance, and identifying opportunities to reduce the impact of manufacturing operations on the environment. Multiple Columbia factories are also involved with the Hong Kong Productivity Council's Cleaner Production Partnership Program, which encourages Hong Kong-owned factories in the Pearl River Delta region of China to improve energy efficiency and reduce emissions from their operations.
Manufacturing, like is the case with any company, plays a major role in the lifespan of any of their products. Columbia Sportswear makes use of several protocols that are implemented in their overall standards of manufacturing practices. This is an extensive list that includes points such as a supplier must comply with applicable environmental laws, and a supplier must recognize and respect the right of employees to associate, organize, and bargain collectively in a lawful and peaceful manner without penalty or interference. Essentially, all of the items on the list are setting up rights for their employees and providing a sustainable, ethical work environment. Also, the manufacturing system Columbia Sportswear uses is TradeCard. TradeCard is a supply chain collaboration, trade finance, and vendor compliance platform. Basically, TradeCard automated their supply chain and streamlined most of their systems, including manufacturing. Columbia Sportswear manufactures in locales such as China and Vietnam, which accounted for 67% of 2008's apparel production, and additionally manufacture apparel in over 15 countries. Packaging is another process in the lifespan of a Columbia Sportswear fleece jacket. One interesting program that Columbia Sportswear implements is called Box Life. Box Life is a program where online shoppers can choose to have their purchases shipped in a used box. This is clearly a step towards creating a more sustainable business, while at the same time keeping customers that favor sustainable business practices happy. Currently, the Box Life program has had 2,047 participants in its lifetime and has saved 1,053 boxes, and the overall amount of miles traveled by the boxes has been 1,064,098. Other than online purchases, there is very little packaging that goes into clothing apparel at Columbia Sportswear. Items are shipped from their manufacturer to the vendors, where they are placed on display without any packaging.
Columbia Sportswear uses a variety of ways to ship its products. Because most of their factories are in Asia, a majority of their shipping involves transporting the products by boat. The boat goes across the Pacific Ocean to the port of Tacoma in Seattle. Once here, the products are then loaded on trucks and sent to their two main factories. The factories are located in Portland, Oregon, and Robards, Kentucky. Once here, it is distributed to the local Columbia Sportswear stores and other companies that sell it for wholesale price. For any direct wholesale orders to the factories in Asia that need to arrive faster than boat, the products are sent by plane and delivered by UPS. UPS handles all of the deliveries that are placed inside the U.S. between small companies and also deliveries to individual customers, whether ordered via internet or their local store. All of Columbia Sportswear advertising is done by a large advertising agency called BSSP, or Butler, Shine, Stern Partners. Located in San Francisco, California, they help Columbia Sportswear design its overall global brand positioning strategy. BSSP also helps strategize their seasonal marketing strategies, whether it is by way of print, the internet, TV, or in their stores. This helps Columbia Sportswear coordinate their seasonal messaging goals and product launches. Separate from BSSP, Columbia Sportswear also has an intercompany marketing and advertising team, which helps maintain relations with BSSP, as well as to ensure their global consistency with their brand goals.
I started off by looking up stores on the Columbia Sportswear website to help get an idea of who the consumers might be that use these jackets. I found that the stores are spread out in a few locations in the United States. There is one in Illinois, two in Minnesota, one in Washington, a couple here in Oregon, and that's not to mention the other sports stores that carry Columbia products along with other name brands. There are also a couple of Columbia Sportswear stores in Canada. Judging from the type of stores these jackets are located in, it makes it clear that Columbia jackets and their other products are directed towards people who are involved in sports or are active in one way or another. After looking at how the jackets vary in prices, I can imply that the people who are able to buy these jackets are those in upper middle working class and of course wealthy people in first class. The previous is my assumption because the prices range from cheapest price being around $20 to highest price being a bit over $100. Even the average price of $40 to $50 is a bit high for a jacket that doesn't have a hood for rainy days. The manner in which these fleece jackets are recycled or disposed of is all up to the previous owner. Some people choose to recycle it, as you could say, by donating their new or gently used jackets to their local Goodwill. Goodwill receives and resells jackets that are in good and fair condition. From the thousands of jackets that get donated to the numerous donation centers every day, there are surely at least a few Columbia jackets in the bunch. There are numerous Goodwill stores in the United States and also a couple in Canada, so you can imagine the amount of jackets that are brought in every day and recycled. Looking on the library search, I found that a lot of good clothes are also donated to the Salvation Army. I read a short paper written by Miss Knutson who explains what type of people benefit from this charity. She writes about a mother who finds a warm Columbia jacket and is looking to get coats for the large family without having to pay for them since they don't have that kind of money to begin with.